Hello, everybody, and welcome to Life in a Shell. I'm your host, Christina Schell, and welcome back to another episode. Today's episode is so exciting because today's episode is sponsored by Cassiopeia Social. So Cassiopeia Social is a boutique event company proudly serving Greater Vancouver and beyond. From intimate gatherings to large-scale productions, no event is too big or too out of the box for them to bring it to life. They specialize in weddings, personal celebrations, corporate functions, and everything in between, always with focus on the thoughtful detail and personal touches that make your event uniquely yours. Cassiopeia Social is founded by Brittany Penn, and she has a strong foundation in hospitality and over 20 years of food and beverage experience. She goes beyond in planning, and she creates experiences that feel personal, seamless, and cared for. Brittany is an Indigenous entrepreneur with over 8 years in the event industry, and she created Cassiopeia Social to put the people first. I know that Brittany will make your vision shine, and she'll make sure that your guests feel the magic of your events. And I highly, highly recommend checking out Cassiopeia Social because Brittany is the best, and she has gorgeous, gorgeous attention to detail. And you should go follow her on Instagram because you guys are going to love what you see. And just a little note to Brittany. Brittany, I think you're amazing. I think you're super talented. And thank you so much for being a sponsor of Life in a Shell podcast. Okay, let's rock and roll. Let's dive into this episode. You guys, I hope everybody had a fantastic week. Thank you for tuning back on in. Now, I really wanted to do a podcast all about confidence because I've been having so many conversations about confidence. So as most of you guys know, I have a mentorship program. It's called Out of Your Shell, and these are one-on-one sessions. And I basically help creatives, entrepreneurs, business owners take the steps on what they want to work on. So chasing that dream, working on an area maybe they're stuck on, or a lot of the times gaining confidence. I've been noticing from many clients, a lot of the things that we're working on is their confidence, showing up for themselves, owning their power, owning who they are, and being confident within themselves. Now, I work with a lot of creatives, and as creatives, we tend to be very hard on ourselves. And I'm noticing that a lot of people have a similar, the similar thing they want to work on. And what I'm noticing when it comes to confidence is a lot of people tend to dim their shine because they don't want to be too much, or they don't want to stand out in front of somebody else, or they don't want to be too loud. And I have been working on my confidence for many, many years. Now, I am proud to say that I am the most confident I have ever been in my life. It feels badass, it feels powerful, and it makes me really happy. However, that has not always been the case. Growing up, I was not really confident. It was really hard for me to speak up, to use my voice, to own who I am, own my power, and it was really difficult for me. I've always grown up in the dance and entertainment industry, and I think you need, you need a good amount of confidence to do that and to get up on stage. I was really young when I started dancing on stage, especially solos and stuff like that. And it's interesting because when I was little, I used to think that I lacked confidence because I get so scared before I performed. And let's just make a little quick pause on the confidence for one hot little second. That feeling before you go on stage, that butterflies, that stuff, that's just excitement. That's your passion. That's just ooh, the jitters. You might feel that before something you're really excited about, maybe an interview or a date or an event or, anything. But I think that feeling is where the magic lies. This always sticks with me. I have this record, and it's an interview with Elvis Presley. And he said the day he doesn't have butterflies before a show is probably the day that he should give up and stop, because that's when the passion is gone. And when I heard that, probably in my mid-20s, it changed the game for me. It changed my life, actually. I was like, oh, that's a strong part of performing. That's when we know the passion's there. That's the excitement before the show. That is the fuel. That is getting us all woo, 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 let's rock and roll. Because I don't know about you, but if you're a performer, you can probably relate to this. When I'm on stage, I feel the most me. And before stage, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to pee my pants. But I think the powerful, confident thing is when people can push through that and then like, oh my God, shine on stage. That is confidence. That is confidence to its finest. And to me, well, my definition of confidence is bold, powerful, badass, somebody who owns their truth, owns their voice, speaks up, knows that their talent is like magnificent, and also can uplift others, give others compliments, empower others to shine, cheer people on, be a great friend, be a great supporter. That's what confidence is to me. Let me just note, confidence and ego are two different things. Ego, yuck, yuck, yuck. Confidence, hot, hot, hot. Now there's this quote that has helped me gain my confidence in the last, honestly, probably like 2 years. And it's cringe is freedom. Let me repeat that. Cringe is freedom. Now, I put myself out there online, right? I'm like talking to my camera. I'm sharing the cool things I'm doing. I'm putting myself out there because I'm out here chasing my dreams and being confident in it. And sometimes, well, I hear people be like, ooh, that's cringe. And ooh, I can't do that. That's too cringy. Like I was doing something wrong. And I'm like, And then I heard that quote from Hannah Berner, and she said, cringe is freedom. And I went, damn, truth. Because one, it's not cringy. It's just a lot of people have a hard time putting themselves out there. Why they say cringe is freedom, it's because like you just genuinely don't care. You're still putting yourself out there. And I love that so much because, I don't know, I want my dreams to come true. And that means that I got to make my dreams come true. And that means I got to put myself out there. And that means I have to be confident. And that means that I have to be confident to inspire other people to also be confident, which means I will be as cringy as I need because cringe is freedom. So I'm thinking that we need to call up somebody very inspirational on my shell, make a little call, have a little talk about confidence. And when I'm thinking, what friend should I call up today and talk about confidence? Well, Courtney Napper comes straight to my brain. Courtney Napper is a great friend of mine, and she and I always have the most inspirational conversations when we get together, and I just know that she's going to have so many powerful things to say about confidence. So let's call up Courtney on my shell. Oh, hello, Courtney Napper.
Oh, hello, Christina Schell.
How are you?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm so good. I am so excited to talk to you, and I am so thankful you're here on the podcast. Thank you for being here.
Anything for you.
You're probably going to recognize Courtney's voice because she has sent in some amazing call-in questions and answers that I've already showcased on the podcast. And in our last episode, I was like, Courtney's coming onto the podcast.
I've been spamming you with my audio notes.
I'm here for it. But today, Courtney is here. And Courtney, can you introduce yourself to the listeners?
Hello, listeners of Life in a Shell. I'm Courtney Napper. I am a creative human, and I am just trying to put out positive vibes, and I'm trying to find my way in the world. I am multidisciplinary. I dance, I choreograph, I act, I write. I also do publicity, and I'm just moving through the motions and trying to express myself, and we'll see where things go.
I think it's unbelievable that you do so many creative things. You're a full-on multi-potentialite.
Well, it takes one to know.
I am so inspired by you, Courtney, because I feel like every time when we sit down and we have a conversation, I always feel like I can just relate to somebody and I'm like, oh, she gets it. She gets it. And when I was thinking about confidence, because I've been having so many conversations with people about confidence, I was like, well, Courtney Napper is the only person who's coming to my mind that I must have a talk about this. And so, Courtney, when I say the word confidence, what comes to your brain first?
Okay, confidence. I feel like this is such a huge topic, so I'm going to try to do it justice. But I think confidence is a belief in yourself, a willingness to express yourself authentically, and be okay with like whatever comes back from that, and you're just focused on the energy that you put out. And also I feel like confidence, like the difference between confidence and maybe like ego or something is, I feel like confident people uplift others and they bring out the best in others, and they like, it's like a telephone or like a note passing or something of confidence. Like it's like one confident person will make somebody else confident.
Totally.
So yeah.
I actually love that you said that, because in my mentorships, we've been talking a lot about confidence. A lot of people want to work on their confidence. And it's interesting because a lot of the times the conversation about ego comes up too. And confidence and ego are two different things. I also agree. I feel like confidence is just like radiated, and I feel like when you are confident, you mirror that into the next person. That's why I was like, Courtney Napper has to come on the show, because whenever I'm with you, I feel so confident to chase my dreams.
Good to hear.
Oh my God, always. And I also just think you are so confident. And like, to me, I'm like, oh, Courtney Napper, confident, confident, confident. And it inspires me so much. I think you're the coolest cat and the most badass person ever.
Oh my gosh.
And how I first met Courtney was you just like... You dazzled me with confidence.
Oh my gosh, I love that word.
You dazzled me with confidence. We were in my dance class, and I stopped the whole class, and I was just like, who are you? And you were wearing your Harley Davidson.
Oh my gosh, I
really
was.
Cute vintage hat to dance class for one, and the coolest outfit. And I just remember stopping and be like, who are you? Hi, I'm Christina Schell. And I think I walked straight up to you, and everybody else who was taking the class was probably like,
you did. I'm remembering this now, because I remember our conversation after the class, but now I'm really remembering our first interaction. And I had watched you in the Darling shows, and I already had such a fangirl about you, so the fact you cornered me out, I was like, oh my gosh, is Christina Schell like, what? She noticed me?
I was like, I feel like the whole class, I kind of just put on a pause like they weren't there, and I was like zoomed in. I was like, who are you? You're cool. I want to be your friend.
We're going to be friends.
I did say that. I'm like, we're going to be friends. And here we are, years later, like 7 years later.
Yeah. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah, and there's been so much growth since then. And I don't know, it's been really cool to see your journey. And Courtney is such a fantastic actress, dancer. Oh my God, as you heard, she does so many different, amazing, talented, creative things. But I always find that Courtney always shows up just so ready, professional, and ready to also inspire people. But you are just filled with confidence and zero ego. And that's what I love. And I don't do well with ego. When there is ego, that is the main thing that people lead with. I get so in my shell, and I'm like, somebody has to shuck me open, and I'm just like, oh God. And I don't know about you, but I find that how I see confidence and ego is like a highway, say LA, or everybody's fighting to go to that one direction, and there's like 6 lanes, and everybody's like, me first, get there first, blah 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 blah. Or of like the back street that is like gorgeous, and it also is going along the exact same way, it will get you to the exact same destination, but it's like by the water, and there's like a bunch of trees hiding that, and you don't really like know you're on that. But I like to think once you're in that route, you're just leading because you're so confident within yourself. You can uplift other people. It doesn't matter if you're on that same gorgeous little highway. They can cut in. Go ahead. Go in front of me. I don't care, because we all know we're getting to the same destination. And I find that the highway is like, sometimes that's the only route that people know, and it's like how to kind of get in front. I don't know if that makes sense.
I love that.
But that's how I see
visual.
it. And I'm like, I don't want to be on that highway. I want to be on the cool highway where we're all just flowing, and I don't know.
That's interesting that you say that, because I love that you think that I'm confident, and I do think that I am, but what people may not know is that I am very sensitive, and I do struggle a lot. Like I think it's really important to me as a human to like express myself, and I feel like in some ways I don't even know how to not do that. But there is, I have like a lot of internal work to sometimes not like fall off of that path. But what you were talking about with the highway, it made me think about fairly recently, like maybe 6 months ago, where I was like kind of in this phase, we all go through them, where I was like not feeling super sparkly or whatever. And then it clicked to me. I'm like, I'm in my mid-30s. So in terms of like, if we're talking about the dance industry, like I am someone with life experience. And so I need to be showing up and expressing myself confidently so that younger people can feel that they have the permission to do that. Yes. Because if it's not for the people that have lived and like gone through all of that, like how are people ever to feel like it's safe to do that?
100%.
So that actually really helped me get out of my own funk. That was like, this isn't about me. This is about like creating a space and an energy for people that is gonna like uplift everyone around me. So
yeah, but like, Courtney, how human of you to like also have those moments where you're maybe not feeling so confident, and also how confident of you to be so vulnerable to also express that. And another reason why I connect with you so much is because yes, you turn 35 in a few days. Woo! So welcome to the club.
July 31st, Leo sun.
Hell yeah, baby. But I just find that we're basically in the same, we've lived life and we can understand at the exact same age, especially being in dance. But I think it is so badass when people are confident to be like, I'm not always confident, because I relate to that. And that's why I connect with you, because I also get that, and I get that feeling. And sometimes for me, how to be confident, I'm not feeling it. I just have to go 3, 2, 1, let's go. And I think confidence is being the person to use your voice or to start those things first, because there are a lot younger people that we want to inspire to be like that as well. And I think it's just, somebody has to be the person with the voice. And I think you always show up being that person, even if it's a little, might be a little scary to do it.
And also I feel like for me too, when you're not feeling sparkly, you can feel inclined to want to close off, go in your shell, if you will. But I feel like actually putting myself around people that are good energy actually gets me out of that. So like, again, that's like the ripple effect, right? It's like if you're around good people that believe in you, then maybe if you're not believing in yourself so much, they're like, all right, kid, let's get up, pull up your pants, like,
All right, kid. 100%.
So yeah, like, yeah, I think if you're in a rut, surround yourself with some good people that believe in you, and then that'll rub off.
Hell yeah. I don't know. You've never screamed ego to me. And as talented and fantastic as you are, it's sometimes scary when we meet people at that high caliber and we're like, oh no, right? You never know if ego is going to be at the forefront. And I just love that ever since I met you, you just come off as confident and kind, and you want to uplift others, but also you want success for yourself, but you do it in such an amazing, uplifting way. And I've never felt ego around you. And I just love that so much, because I don't think I come from ego. Maybe to some people, but I don't think I do. And I think ego isn't needed. I think ego can go out the door. I think. And
okay, I have definitely, I am not perfect. I've definitely had my moments where like something will flare up, but I think like I am well-intended. I am not perfect, but I am well-intended. But also, I'd love to share a little bit of a story about the follow-up to our first interaction, because I feel like this feeds into confidence. So when we first met, I hadn't danced in like almost a decade. And that was my very first class.
That was your first class?
That was my first class.
I stop you and I'm like, hey, you're cool.
Literally.
Put you on the spot.
I actually don't know if I would still be dancing if I had. I'm gonna cry. Ooh.
We are gonna cry.
No, I actually don't know. You can keep this in. It's fine. I actually don't know if I would have kept to it, because I had so much. I actually had a lot of doubt in myself and my ability at that time. Like, I had always loved dancing, but like there was a lot to overcome. and that was my first class. And I literally, like, the fact that you saw something in me, like, literally made me go, okay, I can keep doing this. And it was like, I started coming to your class once a week, and then eventually it just like snowballed, and now I'm like like now I get to do some fun, like I get to do it more and I get to do some fun jobs and stuff. But I seriously, I wonder if I had chosen any other class, if I would be here. Well, I literally wouldn't be here right now with you because that's what it all started. But I really am so thankful that you take the time and energy to really see people and like tell people what you think is cool or what you love about them. So
okay, well, I'm like, breathe. You know what, Courtney, that's beautiful. And I don't know if I knew that. And I knew you were coming fresh into dance when you came and took my class, because you mentioned that after class. But I don't think I knew that. And that makes me really happy that that happened, because I think that the universe literally just puts us in people's, I think we come into each other's lives when we really, truly need it. And I think that's just the magic of it. And I think I'm so happy you came to that class that day. And I'm so happy that you were like brave enough and confident enough to go to a dance class and just try it. Because like, you didn't know me. You didn't have to come and take that class. But I remember being so like, who is this cool girl? I need to be friends with her. And you're so talented. And that doesn't happen all the time, And I think you just stood out to me as like, oh, she's different. I like this, in the most authentic, amazing, beautiful way. And I have a really hard time connecting with people like to a soul kind. I can have great connections of amazing and great conversations, but I mean like a friendship connection in this industry is really hard for me. Maybe it's the trust issues, who knows? But you've always been somebody that I just love being around, and I can be so myself. And I think you're the coolest cat ever, Courtney. And I'm so grateful that you did continue to dance, because you've done so many gorgeous, beautiful things, and I just see such a fantastic future for you, and it makes me excited.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a cool journey to like get back into dance, and then it's spiraled into so many other things. Like I think if we're talking about confidence, it felt like, okay, I'm gaining confidence in terms of like expression through my body. And then, oh, okay, now that builds your confidence to try something new. Like that propelled me to start acting. It's like, okay, how can I express through my voice and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think just like doing things. Oh, I've heard you talk a lot about like following the breadcrumbs.
Yes.
I feel like if you follow the breadcrumbs to things that light you up, then I keep saying ripple effect, but I really think it does have this like.
But I think it's like what like, I don't know. I'm inspired by people like you when I see you just like going after your dreams and being so creative and making it your life. It makes me then go, oh, I want to do something creative with my life. Like that's everybody. I think that's why we're drawn to people that we want to be around, because it brings out like the magic in us, right? Or also if you're thinking about like, if we're going to, for a second, focus on, say, a toxic thing and things aren't going well, you're probably like mirrored to what's going on with that person you're hanging out with or your friends, or I don't know. I think I don't know. You know what I mean? I like to stay in the positive and like uplifted and like take all that away. But I like to think that I also kind of like spark that inspiration in other people, because I get that from other people like you too, if that makes sense. It is a ripple effect. And I think following the breadcrumbs is so important without getting too ahead of ourselves, because here's the thing. I don't like to say, I don't think confidence and ego are the exact same thing at all. I think confidence is when you have no ego and you're just really confident in yourself and your talent, and you know that like something big is going to happen, that you're going to, you're doing the right thing, but you don't need to know the next steps, because you're just like confident that the universe is going to show up with the right things at the right time. Like I trust that the timing of my life and the things are coming for me. I also believe that I already have the things that are coming to me. I think it's all working out for us. Even us just, as we're podcasting, our names are being brought up probably in rooms that we don't even know. And I think holding on to that power and thinking that positive, I think that is, I don't know, keeps me confident. And I'm like, okay, let's go on these dreams, because I already know in my gut. But I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I love how much truth you speak to your dreams. Like whenever I hang out with you, you're always like, I don't know. Like there's so much of, I don't know what's coming, but I know it's going to be good. That like belief in yourself and that like you're taken care of and that it's just a matter of timing. And
I just believe, Courtney, we wouldn't be doing it still. You wouldn't have gotten back into dance if you weren't supposed to continue to dance or if there wasn't projects for you. Like, I would have been done a long time ago if I wasn't supposed to be doing this, because I think our gut would know that. You know, like, I've also spent time working other jobs and not being in the dance, and like that was not for me, and somehow I'm back in it. And I'm like, oh, you just have to trust it. You didn't stop. You went to a dance class that day, and then you continued on, and now look at you.
I also know that you have so many listeners of different ages and stuff, and I just want to shout out that my first dance class back was at 29. Yeah. And like, I feel like there's a lot of people that have this yearning in themselves, but they're maybe like, oh, but you know, this sort of ageist thing, like, you know, and I'm just like, no, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. It's literally never too late, Courtney. Okay, let's take a hot little second because you guys, I want to tell you some tea. Now, one of my biggest dreams is to do a live podcast episode. Basically like a little mini Life in a Shell show that's an intimate event, and that we have live music, some musicians. I'm thinking some cool guests to interview, and then I answer the audience's burning questions. I think it'd be so much fun. And when that time comes, you guys, you know that Cassiopeia Social will be helping me out with the event planning, because Brittany is brilliant. She is amazing with her attention to detail. I think her designs and just her visions are absolutely stunning. And I just know that she would help me put on my dream live podcast episode. Cassiopeia Social specializes in social events, corporate events, brand immersive events, and dinner parties. You guys, you want to have a dinner party? Call Brittany. That would be a gorgeous dinner party. Make sure to go follow Cassiopeia Social on Instagram at Cassiopeia Social. Check out their website, CassiopeiaSocial.com. All of the links are in the show notes. So make sure you go say hi to Brittany over on her Instagram and hire her for your next event. Also tell her that you heard about her from Life in a Shell podcast. And let's get back into the podcast episode. But actually, it's never too late.
Also, shout out mid-30s. We're just getting started.
We're
literally
just
getting started. I feel like I'm just starting to understand like who I am and all of like, I'm still experimenting, but I feel like everything up until this point has just been like a roller coaster of learning and trying, and like,
I feel like it's just getting good. And it's never too late. And I think that sometimes people think it is, and it's like, nah. Nah. We were actually just talking about this before the podcast started, but like, Jean Smart. I'm obsessed with hacks. I'm obsessed. She's like 74, 75. And
Fabulous.
I'm like, what? That's in a whole other lifetime. And she's the lead of my favorite show right now.
Yeah.
You know, I think staying hopeful and staying inspired and staying around people that bring out the confident and like have that ripple effect or that like mirror effect to make us want to chase our things, those are the people that we need to stick to us. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like whenever we're together, we talk about this beautiful little, you know, I feel like we're always feeling the same thing. And I'm like, it's really cool to relate to somebody who's just on the same journey as myself at the same time. And it's beautiful, I think. I am curious to know, Courtney, when you're not feeling your most confident, like you mentioned, what are you doing to get yourself back to feeling like fully confident? Sometimes I say to me, well, it's a little fake it till you make it. And you just have to put on your favorite song, put on a cool like outfit and a red lip. You are the queen of fashion.
Oh, thanks.
Well, it's true.
Okay, wait. You are the queen of fashion.
It's a ripple effect, baby.
We are the queen of different kinds of fashion.
Yes, but I look at you and I'm like, it's time to be more fashionable. Like, this is what I like about confident people, is it makes you want to also own in those areas, right? But I just think, yeah, for me, if I was feeling not confident, for example, I would put on like my badass playlist, a cool outfit, a red lip, and I would go strut my stuff on the street and be like, let's go, you know? But like, what do you do? What do you do?
So I find that in order, like when I'm not feeling confident, I feel my body like closing in, and I feel I get very in my head. So it's important for me to get in my body to feel fully confident. So, and also I feel like when you're not feeling confident, you get like really like serious and stuff.
Yeah.
So what I do is I literally just do like a full out I'm trying to explain. I'm doing the motion, but I'm trying to explain. It's like
So if you could see this right now, she has her hands shooting out, dazzled like jazz hands, but like
it's like shake the nervous system, shake out all that bullshit that's clinging on to you, and then also get a little silly. I think play and like a laugh also gets you out of your own way. So that's what I do.
I love that so much. Okay, Courtney Napper, I want to know, what is some areas in your confidence that you have seen growth within yourself?
Ooh, I love that question. Okay, so something that was really valuable about moving back to Toronto is, even though I'm from there, I don't really have as much of a community, like an adult community, as I do here. So I spend a lot of time alone. Mm-hmm. And by default of spending a lot of time alone, I really got to hone in on myself without comparison to others. I think it's so easy when we're surrounded by all of these cool, amazing, creative people to compare ourselves to them, and to think, and you're like admiring what's awesome about them.
Right.
But sometimes it can end up in creep of diminishing what other people are like, So I think spending time alone really allowed me to focus on what it is that I bring, and kind of like rip off those layers of, oh, I'm not this or I'm not that, and just try to focus more on what I am. Because I mean, people can grow, but like I am who I am, right? So like, let's just make what we've got work for us.
Also, there's like only one of you. There's no other Courtney Nappers in the world.
Yeah, we're all this like
that's
cool,
the coolest thing ever.
Chemistry. I used to do chemistry, and now I'm like, what? Like, what do they do? They put the
like the scientists.
Yeah. I'm really messing up.
I went to an art school. I high kicked.
Yeah, we are all our own formula.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, a formula. It's a formula.
We're such dancers.
Oh my gosh. But so I would say that, and I think that comes with age too. But I think like really looking into yourself and like focusing on, okay, what's my life experience? What are my gifts? What makes me unique? And then focusing more on the good than what we lack.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. I don't think we should focus on the things that would our brains think that we lack. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know about you, but like, say if I've thought I messed up a dance video or something, and then I look at it and I'm hard on myself, I'll go back like a week later and I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh, you can't even tell I flumbled.
No.
I know exactly what you're going to say. No, nobody knew, Courtney.
Okay, so I actually do believe you now when I watched the video.
Isn't it badass?
So for reference, everyone, I was doing Christina's Bombshells class and being filmed, and literally slip on my pants and fall flat on my ass. And
I've never seen anybody fall on their butts so cool though. You like fell and you like pushed yourself away like it was part of the move. And I was like, oh my God. And you just kept going, and then you stood up and you were so in it. And I know after you were like, I fell. And I was like, trust me, Courtney. It looked cool. I thought it was so amazing because you were so quick to just make it into something. And that is as professional as you can get. And I know at first you were like, no, I felt. When you watch the video, it literally looks so badass because it was the part when everything's like going wild and it's to anxiety and it's just like.
Yeah, I feel like the lyric was like something like anxiety. I don't even know. Something. And I'm like, yep, like literally here on the floor, but we're going to make it work.
And you made it work.
So thank you. I will say though, like something I was really proud of myself about that is I just brushed it off. I laughed at myself.
Yes.
Whereas I actually don't think 6 months ago, if that had been caught on camera and or if a whole class had seen me do that, I think it would have like got to me. But I was just like, this ain't so serious. Doing acting classes really helped me with that. Not that I think everyone has this sort of dance upbringing, but I definitely had an upbringing of like militant perfectionism. And so it's really interesting because I feel like I am such an artist, but then this like perfectionist brain like is so deeply ingrained into me. So I think that's where the multidisciplinary sort of stuff is helpful, because in acting, it's like so much about being present and working off of like what's going on in the moment and stuff. And so I feel like I've actually learned to realize that what feels like a mistake or something, if you just like own it and are present, you can actually make something that's even like more magical than what you think that you have to, or like what you think, how it's or how you want it to go, or how you think.
I think that's how you're going to stand out.
Right?
So it's going to be a little different because you made it your own way.
So there was this one acting class where I was doing the scene, and then I drank water and I choked on the water in the middle of the scene. That wasn't pre-planned. I choked on the water, and my character was super neurotic, and the fact that I was choking on the water actually made me start to like cry. Like so much emotion came, and then I'm like having a full-on meltdown. And because I choked on this water, which was not part of my plan, it ended up being so funny, right?
I love.
But you just gotta be like, okay, pivot.
Courtney sent this to me in a text, and I was like, yep, and this is why we're going to talk about confidence, my darling.
Okay, so I heard this from Esther Perel, who actually quoted somebody else. But it is, confidence is when I can see myself as flawed and still see myself in high regard. Which I think is such a preach, especially when we're talking about perfectionism, because it's like humans are flawed. We're all flawed. Even if we want to pretend that we are not, we are. We are.
We're so flawed.
We're so flawed. So yeah, just being like, yeah, I'm a flawed person, but I'm an awesome person, and I'm going to bring that forward.
100%. And we're all like that. And I think we all have to remember that everybody's human and everybody's going to make mistakes, or everybody, even a mistake that we think is a mistake, is probably not a mistake. It's actually probably that little golden ticket that gives you the quirk in that acting, say, audition or that acting class. That's actually going to be one of those like standout moments. And so I think we really do need to lean into just trusting the process and going with it, you know? You know?
Perfect is boring.
Oh, perfect is so
well, it doesn't
boring.
exist, but...
It doesn't exist.
But the attempt to be perfect is boring.
Yeah.
It's way more fun when you just let your freak flag fly.
I have one final last question for you, because I'm actually very curious. You're also a publicist. Now, do you find that it's easier to be confident in that role than, say, dancing and acting? Ooh. I know it's so different.
I think I used to be more confident at that. It is something that I got really, really good at.
Did you meet like Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, I have some secrets. He is. He is. Those eyes. Yeah, it was literally, we were like side by side, and there was no security or anything, and I was like, how am I to be trusted? I'm just kidding. I have respect and boundaries for people, but still, I was like, hello.
Next to you. Hello.
Yeah, I actually, when I used to work at TIFF, I was actually Adam Driver's publicist for a day.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was just him and I the whole day. But I feel like a lot of publicists are kind of just like, okay, know your place, just like take them to their things and whatever. But I was like, so tell me how you met your wife.
Oh my God, I love that.
But yeah, I was like, I feel like I was just so cute. He's a really interesting guy. And I was just, I mean, we're spending like 8 hours together, so I may as well just try to get to know him. I think I used to be more confident in being a publicist than a creative, but I think that was because I had to deal with all these like shadow artist sort of things, right. And like the artist way and doing other things like that has really helped me in that way. I think now I'm at a really interesting point where I feel like I can recognize that I have a lot of skills and talents, but I feel like I'm like in this not a girl, not yet a woman sort of in terms of my skill set. So I feel like I'm more confident in the artistic things now, I think, because that's what I'm pouring my heart into. But I still feel like I haven't, quote unquote, like made it or reached, like, I feel like my biggest fear is not reaching my full potential. So I feel like right now I'm kind of straddling both worlds kind of awkwardly. And whereas I used to be more confident in one area, I'm now kind of like, does that make sense?
Yes, it 100% makes sense. But Courtney Napper, I already know your future is going to be so bright. Like, I just know it. I feel like I want Courtney Napper to be a lead in a series. I want Courtney Napper to be a choreographer for dance gigs. I think you would be the perfect choreographer for dance gigs. 1, you love giving people opportunities. 2, you're professional. 3, you're really nice at being, in that position. And I think you deserve that. But I don't think you need to worry about that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And also I do want to say, because I feel like it's so like cliche to be like, I don't feel like I've reached my potential. Well, good, because hopefully I have a lot of life to live. And also not to discredit how far I have come. Like, if I put on my hat of being like, I didn't take a dance class for the first time in a decade until like 6 years ago, I'm like, okay, I have a lot to be proud of.
100%.
And so I just need to rechannel, like when sometimes the little thoughts creep in or whatever, I think just rechanneling and like how much I have to be grateful for and like 100%. Trusting that there's more good to come.
You have to trust because it is all happening and we need to stay confident within knowing that.
Yes.
Courtney, I love you so much.
I love you too.
See, I was like, I just need Courtney Napper to come onto the podcast because I just want to yap. And I think that, I don't know, you are somebody that makes me want to be more confident, but also just like lean into the talents and the magic I have. I think it's really amazing to see you so confident though, chasing all your dreams in all different areas. And I'm so excited for you just to like lean into whatever is coming and whatever is next for you. And I just know it's big things.
Unexpected. No, same with you. I always love getting together and I feel like we don't see each other very often, but when we do, it's always quality and we always have these great life chats and heart to heart.
It's always heart to heart, the best conversations.
Yeah, I'm not very good at small talk. I don't really like it. But I'm like, tell me your deepest, darkest.
Yeah, but that's what I love about you because there's no, I don't know, it's real. And I think, I don't know, that's the type of person I am. Well, anyways, thank you so much, Courtney, for coming on and having a little conversation with me on my show. I love you.
Love you too. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was lovely. I love Courtney Napper, and you guys should go check her out. Go follow her on Instagram. I put her Instagram in the show notes. And yeah, you guys, I just also want to say, some days are easier to be more confident than others, and some days are just really hard. And on the hard days, when I'm not feeling so confident, I just say to myself, girl, you're a badass bitch, and let's freaking go. So just know that you guys are all badass bitches in the best way. And you got this. Now, you guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast episode. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Make sure you are following the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are tuning in from. Come say hi and follow me on Instagram at Christina Schell. And if you want to be a sponsor for a Life in a Shell podcast episode, I would love to chat. Or if you just want to support the show, if you want to support the arts, aka a woman in the arts, me, well then I have added my PayPal link in the link that I have in the show notes under Life in a Shell. You will also find that link on all of my socials in the bio. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and for being here, you guys. And once again, a big thank you to this week's episode sponsor, Cassiopeia Social. Brittany, you are amazing and I love your work. Thank you so much for being a sponsor for Life in a Shell podcast. And you guys go make sure that you check out Brittany's event company, Cassiopeia Social, on Instagram and just fall in love with all the events that she's doing. Okay, you guys, let's get into this week's musical artist, Tess Anderson. She's back, baby. And today I'm going to play Tess Anderson's song called Self-Control. I helped set movement to this song for Tess Anderson for her Canadian tour, and she absolutely slayed it. So I'm like, you know what? I want to play this song today, and I hope you guys enjoy and rock out. Go take a little dance break as you listen. And you guys, thank you again. I will see you guys next week for a brand new Life in a Shell episode. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Look at me, look at us. I've done it again. I've said too much. I'm obsessing, second guessing, overthinking. Cautiously, I proceed. There's no relief, no in between. Said it out loud, here comes a rebound. And I feel so stupid. I wish that I could tell you no. I wish that I could take things slow, but I just don't have that self-control. You know it, you know it, you know it. And I just wish that I could tell you no. I wish that I could take things slow, but I just don't have that self-control. You know it, you know it, you know it. Giving in, giving up. I can't pretend I don't want your love. I've been stressed